Hi friends, this is Karen with KL King Designs, formerly KarenleanneCreates. Today I'm bringing you hopefully a short video. I plan to keep this to move kind of quickly. My girlfriend Denise from Artists at Work, also on YouTube, called me this morning and said that Ollie's had a great shipment of craft supplies, so she wanted to go down and check it out. So we trotted over there, and I didn't plan on spending a lot of money, but you know what happens when the girl puts a credit card in her purse, right? Anyway, so we went to Ollie's, and afterwards Big Lots was in the same shopping center, and we went in there as well. But I'm going to show you the Big Lots stuff first because there's not much of it, and a couple of the items from Big Lots I actually want to use in the video. So the first up this is from Ollie's, and I'm going to show it, but I'm going to go back to the Big Lots stuff. This was by American Crafts, and it's a 12 by 12 little craft board. But the thing is, on my desk, I really don't like big cutting mats. And I have a glass one I moved over. This was $2.99 at Ollie's. It's 12 by 12, and it's got black lettering on the other side. So I'll probably be using this a lot right here in this spot on my desk. And this is my color. I was wanting something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and open this and keep it in the video frame because it'll help me to keep things centered while I'm showing you my haul, my treasure haul. I just want to get the wrapper off. So then, there we go. Let me center this. This will help me keep things in frame because I know where the middle is. Perfect. And let me get the first item, starting from Big Lots. Okay, starting from Big Lots, we've got Rust-Oleum Painters Ultra Cover Satin Clear. Wood, metal, plastic, and more. $2.99. I wish they had this in gold, but they didn't. They have the Kryon Foil Metallic Silver. It says true metal-like finish. Also $2.99. But more importantly, I love these spinner guys. These are so nice. Do you see the size of this thing? Let's see how big it is. This is 11 inches across, and it has a spinner. Okay, don't know if you can see the labeling on that. This is from Big Lots. It's the only one they had, but depending on what store you're at, you may be able to find it. $15.99, and I almost didn't buy it because I thought it might be a little too big. But I realized very quickly that some of my larger jars of adhesives and things like this, some of these bigger things are going to be perfect. I've got this bottle that I put, okay, that won't work, but it'll work over here. I keep alcohol in this. I just started using it. This is going to be perfect for that bigger stuff that I like to keep on my desk, and I may end up with most of my glues in there. So we're going to move that aside because it's going to be in the way. Actually, I'm going to be opening some markers and pens, and I can just drop them in. And at Big Lots, $4.99, 12-inch non-skid turntable. So my plan for this is going to be perfect for when I'm working on something that I want to move and rotate and work on the other side and not have to touch it, especially if it's got wet paint on it. And this is looks like it's going to be easy to clean off. So this was $4.99. They also had it in it with a navy blue, and I'll be taking off all of this labeling will come off, and it's 12 inches wide, so that came from Big Lots. And there's just a few more items from there. So let me try to go a little faster. Glad press and seal. Okay, I'm looking for the receipt. I don't remember how much I paid for this because I didn't get the receipt out of my purse. But I've never tried it, but I've seen plenty of people trying it. And right now I'm working on something with little letters, die cuts, and I think it's going to be good for that, to keep those letters. Okay, this is boring stuff, but I've needed this, the gel super glue. And I'm always having to ask my husband for super glue. This was $4.59. I don't know if it's a good deal or not, but I went ahead and grabbed it. This was in the impulse area as you head to the cash register. It's $2.49. It's just a big makeup brush. And this is why I bought it. For some of the smaller, I have a big dusting brush right here. I use this one for dusting when I'm working around my desk like that. But for some of the smaller areas, I thought this would be nice, especially if I do any glittering or anything with embossing powders. So I grabbed that. $2.99, why not? And they had lots of different ones, but that's the one I thought would be most useful. And over where they had dishes, they had these cute little plates. Now they measure, these are 6 inches across. These are perfect for glue or paint or any little messy thing that I can't wait to try. We could put watercolors in there, acrylic, you could put glue in there, anything. So I've been collecting white dishes for my craft space, but most of the ones I have are bigger. So they did have more of these, but I thought let's just start with 2 of these. Okay, 2 would be enough. Sorry, I just burped. Last minute out the door. Caramel creams, yum. So I grabbed a bag of those. Okay, I have 4 more items from Big Lots. $8.99 for this Nautica, 15.7 inches long, 7.4 inches wide, 3 inches deep. And there's a spot up above my desk where I just put a shelf, and I think this is gonna, if this fits perfectly, I may go back for another one because I think 1 might be just right, but I could probably use 2 of these if I can make them fit in here properly. So I'm really excited about setting that up. And okay, this is a total impulse item. This is Karen being crazy. Do you see this cordless milk frother? I was standing in the checkout line and I saw this and it was $4.99. I haven't opened it. I'm not going to open all these packages because it'll take too much time. This is for making your lattes. But what about those techniques where you want to froth up your paint and like you want bubbles for a watercolor scene and you want to put some air in the paint and then you want to capture it on your paper or anything like that? So I thought, look at this. Isn't that fun? So dedicated craft room only. I will not be putting that in the kitchen. I'm not going to show my husband. He'll probably see me with it though. All right, next up. This is just for the house, basic household item. And we have felt furniture pad set, $3.99 for 200 pieces. And some of these would be great on certain craft projects. Like, for example, we have a whole bunch of slices of cedar out back that we were doing things with last year. And if I want to make some kind of ornament or arrangement or anything like maybe coasters with the cedar and do some artwork on them and seal them with my spray satin sealer. Then I have some stick-on felt pads I can put on the bottom. And my husband loves to put these under the furniture, so we got that. Let's move that out of the way. And last item from Big Lots is this notebook. It's a burgundy color. I don't know if the color's transmitting, but it's more to the berry side of burgundy, more of a cranberry. College Rule, just a single. But the reason I went ahead and got it, okay, this was only $2.49. There's the plastic cover. Look at this stencil that came with it, and this thing is thick. That's almost 1 millimeter thick. So I just got myself a huge, very sturdy, very thick stencil for texturizing some of the paper products I'm going to be making. Yay! And I'm also going to be using this notebook to help me organize some of my projects. So, okay, that's Big Lots, and let me get some of those things out of the way. Actually, hold on. Actually, I may need this tray as I go through things. Let's get this out of it. I think I'll use this as a dump tray while I open these other items. Okay, I'm just gonna move these things, put them over here, off to the side. Now I'm moving into the Ollies. So this American Crafts little cutting mat was from Ollie's. And so a lot of office supplies. Mounting tape. This is the thick, rubbery stuff that is great for tacking things on the wall. Or you can imagine a lot of different uses. Okay, $2.99, 2 rolls. And we needed that. Recent video, I saw a lady showing how to run how to run all kinds of materials through your printer. And she said you needed the repositional glue stick, repositionable, Craft Bond repositionable. So those were $1.99 a piece, and this is the big one. And they had lots, but I didn't want to overspend, so I got 2 of them. So we'll put those there. And okay, wait, I'm trying to decide. I just need to keep this moving, so on the way to the checkout aisle, they had Singer needles, sewing machine needles. Can you believe this? And the pins, Singer 175 quilting pins. And I really hope these are sharp. They had some for the same price in a regular throwaway packet, and you only got like 75 of them. And then they had this 175 packet, limited supply, in this cute little flower-shaped box. I'm going to test one right now. I want to know how sharp, I hope they're not all right, testing. I have my basket here. So I'm taking the pin, and that feels very smooth. Good, I was in need of those. Now I can throw my old ones out. So we got those, and I pull my wastebasket over. Okay, moving along. Let's show you what types of needles I got. So I got embroidery. There's 3 embroidery. There may be another. Titanium universal. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another embroidery, so there's 4 of those. 4 of those. 1 ballpoint because I don't do a lot of knits. And 2 packages of size 16 top stitching needles. So we got 1, 2, 3. So I got 4 of the embroidery, 4 of the general assortment titanium universal, and that's 8. I got 11 packs of needles for $11, and this is probably $75 to $100 worth of needles right here, depending on what store you go to. These are easily $10. Anywhere from 6 to 10, depending on what store you're in. And I could be more specific about that. It says their price $6.99, their price $7.99. Embroidery ones say their price $4.29. So even if they were only $5 a pack, that's $60 worth of needles right there. Yay. And no, folks, I didn't take them all. They had so many. They had a whole wall full of them. I made sure I left some for other people. Yeah, I'm the type who really likes to leave things for people and not just take everything. Okay. Ollie's had a limited selection. I think this was the only package of these mint metallic envelopes. They're made by Nina brand. And this is the A7, 7.25 by 5 1/4. I paid $1.99. They have a beautiful pearlescent sheen to them. And there's 25. I've been making this size cards. And, you know, I don't know if the color is going to match some of my new paper that I got from Echo Park, but it doesn't have to be a perfect match, but those are nice. Okay. To-do list. $1.99, 2-pack Notepad, 70 sheets each. And I'll just open this real quick. I want to see how thick these are. So they had a lot of shopping list pads, and oh, you gotta watch out in there. There was I saw a certain shopping list pad marked at $9.99, and then over on the shelf the same thing marked at 99 cents. So you need to pay attention in there because sometimes their employees don't mark things properly. This has a little bit of an odor to it, but it'll probably go away when it airs out. But I thought these would be really great in journaling and even for sentiment strips. I don't know, I just see these as being a craft supply. Maybe take off the ToDo. And you can do a lot with this. You can make like a waterfall type thing. Let's just take one. I thought I said we don't have to have the to-do thing on it, but anyway, those are cute. I just bought them just to add to my paper supply. Okay. My husband's anxious for me to open these. Staples brand sticky notes. Hopefully, now this I'm going to open. Hopefully these will be better than the dollar store brand, because I don't like to buy sticky notes from the dollar store brand because they just don't have enough stick to them. Sticky notes need to stay on whatever you stick them to, right? They don't need to leave tape behind, but see, these are good. But they do have beautiful pastel colors over there, and they had some larger sizes. But, you know, where it comes to sticky notes, I'm not spending $7 for half of this. That's what my option was. Or they had some double-sized pads for $2 just for one pad. And My husband goes through a lot of these, so I thought I'll just get the big bulk and forget the colors right now because this is more of a functional item. So I will be sharing those with him. Now I'm reaching up, I have things on the other end of the desk I gotta bring closer. Let me pull some things over. They had quite a bit of vinyl, and this is the only non-solid color that I found. This one's called Lemon Laser. It's a 12 by 48 inch roll. I can try it on my silhouette machine, but I can also use it on my die cutter. I was thinking of cutting out some of the little bow dies that I have with this. $3.99, not bad. So I'll be playing around with that. And okay, we're doing the functional things before we get to the real fun stuff. This was a really good deal. 100 file folders for $4.99, Ollie's price. They only had 2 boxes of these at the store I was just at. But you never know. You never know if you're going to find these again. Let's just get that open. I'm going to be cleaning out my file cabinet this week. But I didn't buy these for my file cabinet. I make patterns out of these when I'm doing crafts, anything, and sometimes I put them together if I need a bigger piece. But this is the same material that when I was in the pattern making business in the fashion industry, this is the same manila that we'd buy in those big 4-foot wide rolls to make our professional patterns out of. And they even have some that's thicker. And sometimes it has a green side to it. But this is the same material. And the reason I like to make patterns out of file folders is that the edges stay crisp a lot longer than, say, if you used another type of paper. So I've seen people using file folders. They're great for junk journalers. But if you need to make patterns for your projects, you can't beat having a stack of these. There's so many ways that they're going to come in handy. Okay, so I'm very, very happy to have a huge box because the ones I've been using came from my, oh, we have a gnat. The ones I've been using came from my brother's business. Studio C, I don't know what brand that is, what store it came out of. But this is, I had to look up on my receipt, this, because I messed up the sticker. This was only $2.99, and they only had 3 of these in the store, and one was, I don't know, what's their little scratch mark? I hope it's not cut. Ooh, this, I didn't even see it. Okay, problem. We have a knife mark where they cut the box, but it's not going all the way through. It just scratched my pretty cover. I may have to do some, I may have to do something to this because there's a scratch and I didn't even see it running through here. At least it didn't cut through. But oh, it says KL, those are my initials. Anyway, so I have that. The reason I bought it was because I just want something to put printables in and things that I'm currently working on. I'm finding that when I start doing printables of any kind, I can't figure out where to put them. Now this was $1.99, Cricut foil transfer sheets. They're 8 12 by 12 sheets, and all they had is red. Now I don't have a Cricut system, but I do know that they can be there's different ways to use these, and I'm going to try just using double-sided adhesive, double-sided tape, or something like that, because if I try glue, I don't know, there's different ways to go about it. I may actually invest in something, but I'm gonna try a workaround because I do have a machine. I dropped it and broke the outer housing on it, but it still works, so I have to glue it back together. I may be buying a new one. It's on my list. The thing is that I will find a way to use this, and they had several packages, but they were $1.99, and I would have bought more if they had other colors, but I just got one. Just to have something to play with. So I think the double-sided adhesive sheets, and then run it through the die cutter or and maybe even the embossing folders. That may be the way I go. Now, scrapbooking paper. I kind of messed up that first page trying to. I did that in the store because I wanted to protect the foil sheet, so I was in a hurry just to tuck it inside something to keep my foil from getting scratched. I bought 3 packs of scrapbooking paper, their Recollection brand, and they all have some foiling. This one, okay, so I have to cut these. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this, but I will cut them open. Let's see what's in there. And this is all they had. They didn't have any other choices. So this one's called Plaids. Wait, back to the cover. 58 sheets, and it says 29 designs, 2 of each. Okay. We'll do a quick flip. There's some metallics in here. You know, these could be a lot of fun. Ooh, go back to that one. Okay, I'm into the foiling right now. I just like, oh, see, there's green with some gold foil. I just like to have textures to work with. So, you know, plaid hasn't been my thing, but there's bound to be ways to use it, right? There's lots of ways to use it. But I'll be going for the foil, because right now that's what I'm after, and that's what I'm trying to put a little bit of bling into all that Echo Park paper that I bought. There wasn't one piece of foiled paper, and I'm not trying to be negative. I got a lot of nice paper, but I have to bling it up. I have to find ways to elevate it a little bit. Of course, I will be doing some videos as I get projects going. I'm working on something right now that I'm getting ready, trying to organize it so I could do a nice presentation of it. And I'm not going to spoil the surprise, but okay, turn it around. This one's called Confetti. I think I saw somebody post this one. I saw it on her video. Ooh, we have confetti dots. There is some foiling. This looks like a lot of fun. Birthdays, even New Year's. Hearts. Lots of sweet little hearts. I like this. I like that. It's just Ed bringing some new stuff that I normally wouldn't buy. Okay, now this natural surfaces is totally my thing right here. I'm gonna get the tape out of the way. So I messed up that one page, but that's okay. Let's take a look. There is a little foil on this too. I'm gonna have to go to Michael's and take a second look at their paper. I think I may be up there tomorrow because Fayetteville is a 45-minute drive for us to go to the town that has Michael's. The little nail heads on this are in foil. Well, now see the cork with the gold? That's nice. Okay, quick flip, marble, stone. These are all natural. Oh, this one's beautiful. The terrazzo look with the gold flack. I love that. This is pretty. I could see some things for my daughter in this because she's into that earthy. Now this here with the linen texture, and so this just gives you a lot of background possibilities. That's beautiful. The white brick. Oh, look at this one. This has some gold flecking in it. A lot of beautiful colors. It's a little bit of a purpley tone here and a golden. I love that. I can't wait to use it. Your basic woods. Tree slices. This might help me to finish off some stuff I started for the fall last year that I still have work to do. That terrazzo is gorgeous, isn't it? There's some mahogany color, marble with the gold veins, and there we're back to the one that I messed up. Okay, so that's it for the large paper pads. Now I'm gonna reach over. I have to grab something. Okay. I'm planning to buy the high-end stuff eventually, but I just had to have some gel pens for the time being. $6, $5.99 for 60 gel pens. They had 3 different brands in the store, maybe even more if I looked at the other aisle, because I think there were some on the other aisle. 12 glitter, 12 neon, 12 metallic, 12 pastel, and 12 classic colors. 60 gel pens. Okay, so we're gonna open these pens, and I'm gonna throw the packaging. Well, I'm not gonna throw the packaging because this is good acetate, so we're gonna save that. Because like our little friend from Pam from the Paper Outpost, she says everything's a craft supply until proven otherwise. And the little packaging will go in the trash. Okay, so all these trays, I'm gonna grab one of these index cards. I've been using index cards a lot lately. This is just a black and it's a sparkle. I have a tip about gel pens. If your pen doesn't write properly, put the cap on tight, make sure it's sealed really well, and run it under hot water for a couple minutes. And it will soften up the ink. Don't put it in the microwave because of the metal, but you can put it under hot water. And they had 2 other smaller packages, but they felt kind of scratchy. And these actually aren't bad. This is the black metallic, and you can't see through that. I don't know, can you see that? Okay. So that's all good. I'll just put these off to the side and put them in a spinner container later because I don't have time for that right now. I got a package of dry erase markers for $2.99, and I have my dry erase board over here. It says their price $4.99, so I'll be using those. And wait, before I get to that, this says these are Statler $2.99. It says their price $6.99. Now this says 10 double-ended flip chart pens. It doesn't say if they're waterproof. Let me see. They probably aren't. I'm trying to find out. Chisel tip. So they have a 3mm pointy tip and a 2 to 5mm chisel tip. Now, what's the difference of a flip chart pen to any other pen? I have no idea. I wonder if that packaging's reusable. Not reusable, just get rid of it. Let's find out. I don't know what these are all about. I don't know. Flip chart? You tell me. I don't think they're for the dry erase board. I think it's just a marketing strategy, if you want to know the truth. Let's try. That's the pointed. I can never get enough pens. It's probably for writing on plastic. Let's get the plastic back out. Let's see. Nah. So, I don't know. Are they being marketed to teachers? I mean, who knows? That just sounds gimmicky to me, if you want to know the truth. But I grabbed them because I like pens. I like to have, here's the black. Let's try the black. The color's not really very solid, but that's okay. You have to go over it. Yeah, you can kind of see through it a little bit, unless you want to go over it. But this is a nice holiday green. Never get enough pens. I don't think they're alcohol based. Let me read it. It doesn't say alcohol, so I'll bet you anything they're just water based. Alright, here's a pack of Sharpie markers. $5. Their price $3.99, so I save $1. I know Walmart's loaded with Sharpies right now and they're probably on sale, but my friend wasn't taking me to Walmart today, and I need to replenish my Sharpies, and these are some good colors. So yeah, take those out of the package and they can go with the sticker. All right, this was one of those things that I go, do I really need this big of a package of Sharpie markers? Well, when you pay $4 for 5 pens, and they had a package with 5 pens for $4, and then you look at this, and this is $7.99 for 25 pens. Well, I kind of said, okay, I need to buy these, so let's just get them open. Sorry about the noise. I'm just gonna get them open, and I'll share these. Oh, okay, I'm making too much racket doing this, right? Let's just cut them open with our Hobby Lobby Deluxe blade knife. Took me a while to get to where I broke down and bought this too. And it wasn't even expensive. Okay, we're trying to be careful. I think we're all good for neurographic art now. Let's drop those in here. Then we got a blue one. I'll get that out later. I'll just put it off to the side. Okay. I guess the question is, are these still juicy? Oh, very juicy, very juicy. Let's check them all real quick. I want to know if these things are still juicy. Yes, very juicy. So when I see pens like this at a store, the blue, and we haven't done the green. I'm not going to do every one. I love that lime green color. Let's grab one of these black ones randomly. Okay, that was not money wasted. Well done. Very well done. So that's it for the writing utensils. Well, one stack left. One stack of goodies left. We're 40 minutes in. Oh my. We'll have to try to trim this video. I bought a stack of books, mostly coloring books, but there's one here I'll save for last. These are all coloring books, and they were $3.99 each, and I'll just show you. Calm and Serene. There's colored pages on the back side. See how this side has colored ink? There's that one. Okay, the Time Garden. Now that, they're all the same price. This one has some metallic foil on the cover. Pretty decent quality. So this book has a story. I think these would be cute pages to cut out for, so I'll just give you a flip through real quick. I don't know, it's interesting because it has some good architectural details. So there's that one. I think the cover's beautiful. Just see the foiling on it. I'll get the stickers off. I don't like stickers on my book. This is the best one of all. Well, maybe. I'll show you that one last. Show you next to that. Okay. I don't know which one's my favorite. $1.99. Oh, I forgot that was cheaper. 2,000 stickers. Christmas stickers. Let's look at this. Okay, there's some interesting things. I guess these are places for the kids to put their stickers. Pages. This is an activity book for little kids, right? But it's full of these tiny little stickers. And, you know, I'm trying to get inspired for Christmas. And I may not use these tiny stickers, but it gives me reference material for sketching. I mean, at least it gives me something to look at, not that I'd copy it literally. But there are a couple other sticker pages in here, and in between all this stuff. Oh, there's a sticker page. So there's several fold-outs like this of sticker pages. There's one. Alrighty, so yeah, there's several pages. So I got that. And butterflies, bees, and dragonflies. I bought all these to help me create some ephemera, things that I can color and cut apart and glue down to things. Plus, it'd just be kind of nice to sit on the couch and do some coloring once in a while. Okay, this is Kathy Fassett, who's a designer who produces textiles. I've heard his name in associating with quilting fabrics. And $3.99. I thought this would be a nice addition to my library. Oh, there's some quilt panels. So I really was looking for books I could cut apart just to have some journal fodder. And you know, I don't know if this is a book I'm going to cut apart or just keep it in my library as reference material. I think it's too nice to be cut apart. All right, this is one more item after this, and then I'll be finished. Creative coloring in reverse. We give you the colors, you draw the lines. Now, I have watercolors. I could easily produce this stuff by myself. But the reason I bought this is because if you want to do collages and you just need stuff you can tear apart and glue down, you got it. Here you go. But it also kind of jump starts my idea to get my watercolors back out and to use these as kind of like a launch pad to help me practice some of these techniques. So, you know, it's just for the sake of inspiration, like, hey, let's do some washes. It's good to have a visual reference to kind of jump off of. Little launch pad there. Okay, this is definitely probably the best thing I got out of that haul. I think it might be the most expensive thing I bought at Ollie's too. The Life and Works of Monet, $10, regular $30 book. So I didn't spend a lot of time trying to read it, but need some art inspiration? Here you go. Okay, I think I have a little art inspiration. Just get those paint brushes out. I don't like to copy anybody's work. I just need to kind of have a direction to point towards. Like, oh, I'm gonna try to do water this way, or I like the way he contrasted his trees against the white here. And I'm not one who's going to sit there and try to reproduce this picture. No, I just want to see what kind of brush techniques were used and how the colors were blended. So look at this one. It's just fast brush strokes. Probably this kind of painting probably didn't take very long for him to make, whereas something like this probably had layers and layers of work. Anyway, that's my shopping trip with my friend today, and thank you for coming. KL King Designs, formerly KarenleanneCreates, and you can email me at klkingdesigns@gmail.com. Coming from North Carolina, USA. I thank you for your time, for hanging in there with me and checking out my shopping haul. In the near future, I'll be showing you my newly renovated craft area, which basically I moved from one room to a bigger room. Haven't spent money on furniture yet, but we're trying to figure that out. And anyway, I'm in a much bigger room, and I'll be sharing that with you soon. So I thank you for coming. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and to give me a thumbs up, and I'd love to hear from you. I will respond to every comment. So if you take a minute and just leave a little comment, I appreciate it. Thank you. See you later. Bye.